Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz and today is going to be another shopping haul. Specifically, I bought a lot of Moira products, Colourpop, Glamlite, P. Louise, and Morphe. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I'm gonna try to keep it all together by brand, but we'll see. Alright, so first up we have P. Louise. Specifically from P. Louise, these boxes came up beat up, but they're also coming from the UK, so I'm not really blaming the company. Anywho, so the big two things right here are the eyeshadow palettes. I have been eyeing these for like going on 2-3 years now, and I finally just bit the bullet. They're very intricate, they're very bulky, but I'm okay with that. So the first one is the Book of Spells Hocus Pocus Regain Focus. That's cute. So this is very intricate as far as requiring a key here. This lock is not just for decoration, it actually works. Take the lock off. Okay. Unlatch. I guess down here's a little spell. So it says Hocus Pocus Regain Focus, sometimes razor edged words can come from those who lurk closest. And it does have another palette within a palette. Well, it looked like it was supposed to be attached, but I was able just to rip it off. I love this. And again, you know me, I always get things on the sale if and when possible. I think for 2 of these palettes it was 90 bucks, but they're much more expensive than that. Okay, the next one is the Book of Spells, A Droplet of Magic. Same scenario, lock and key, and 2 palettes in one. This one might be a little harder to see. And then a spell on here, or the saying rather, says double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. I have no idea if this is licensed with Hocus Pocus, but I don't see a trademark anywhere. And maybe they were able to get away with it. I don't know. The leather straps on both palettes are a bit flimsy and obviously faux leather, so I can see that wearing away over time or just snapping, honestly. So I would keep that in mind. Okay, the next thing I got were all 3 of the liner palettes. So this one is You Got Me in a Trance. So this one was more of a pastel. These are all water activated liner. And then you have the little divot here in the middle to put your water in. This one is You're My Soulmate, and this is more of the bright rainbow. This one is You Rock My World. Honestly, I'm not gonna go over every single color because basically I got all of the eye bases for skin tone and colored one. And they did throw in a free little lip liner and lip base. It's actually really cute, the booklet itself. So basically the idea with these color bases is that if you want to have a colorful look on your eye, you want to have a similar tone underneath just to basically white it out. You just do the white one, but also it just makes your final eyeshadow color pop more if you have a similar colored base underneath. And more of the skin tone ones are basically more like a concealer, but similar concept. The next makeup brand I'm going to show you is Glamlite. Now I will blame Colourpop for this specific haul because it started it all. No, but seriously, I went in to get the Twilight and New Moon collection, and then I figured, well, now I just want the complete collection because Glamlite put out a Breaking Dawn collection. And then the other items were just on sale, so I figured why not. So I basically got the Glamlite Breaking Dawn Part 1 eyeshadow palettes, one for Edward and one from Jacob. And I will be keeping these in the collector's box, even though it is bulky. It's beautiful. Glamlite always does it with the packaging, so I can't complain, and I'm not complaining. I'm really happy with my purchases, so yeah. In addition, to round out the collection, I did pick up the mirror and I did pick up the highlight. Again, I'm keeping these in the collector packaging because they're just gorgeous. So this is the Breaking Dawn again. I'm not gonna keep saying it, the Twilight Saga, which yes, I am obsessed. I read this as a child, like a prepubescent child, and followed through and watched I read all the books, I watched all the movies, and yes, Stephenie Meyer herself is a Mormon and not my cup of tea, but listen, at a certain point, I'm gonna have to separate the art from the artist, because it's just, I can't enjoy anything in life. And same thing with Harry Potter and the Miss J.K. Rowling turf of it all. I just can't. They don't have any name for it, but I think it's the Say I Do. It just says Say I Do, and then it lists the whole thing, wedding highlighter. So I did swatch it. It did glisten and glow. And again, with the lenticular motion, it has a white base, but I do see some like pink purple flecks. So if you can't see, the first one is them on their wedding night, and then it says, I'll meet you at the altar. And this is the mirror. So again, this was another lenticular motion. So the first one is them on their wedding night. The other one is them when they become vampires. Oh, so cute, so adorable. And the handle, obviously, it's just every little touch. Every time we touch, I get this feeling. Alrighty, let's start with Team Edward. Was I Team Edward? Yeah, I was Team Edward. I was. I hear a lot of people complain about the similar color stories between Glamlite and her palettes, for Giselle rather, the owner of the brand, but honestly they're not the exact same. Yes, they follow a similar color scheme, but they're not dupes for each other at all. This is the Team Jacob palette. Now, as far as color story goes, I have this about 100 times over in my collection, but the names, the customizations, the palette, just everything about it made me pick it up. The imprint, the embossing, it's special to me. I'm a collector. The Twilight Saga was my childhood, literally for like over a decade, so you got me with the packaging. The next thing I picked up, again, it was on sale, so it is the Wonka Bar eyeshadow palette. It does come with the golden ticket. How adorable. And then it didn't come, you know what, this was kind of a missed opportunity to have this wrapped in like some kind of foil, but that's okay. Color story is amazing, perfect, spot on. The names, the colors, the imprints, embossing, whatever you want to call them. Love it. I am a Glamlite whore, honestly. I just love the brand as far as creativity goes. Obviously, some products are a bit excessive and you don't need every single thing, but I guess you have to put out a little bit for everything to try to capture the entire market, because not everybody's gonna want every little thing, but some people specify, like me, like maybe an eyeshadow palette or maybe a lip product here and there, you know, it depends. But for me, it's always the eyeshadow palette, the highlighters, the blushes, the bronzers. Those get me. Honestly, the last three I wasn't looking for these products, but I saw that they were on sale and I figured, actually, I don't mind having these products. So that's how you get me. I'm not keeping these in these packaging. They're very bulky and it's a bit much. So, and a lot of the time, if the palettes underneath match the packaging, I'm not gonna keep it. This is the regular palette, and then this is the cherry palette. And then it just opens up like so. See what I mean? Look how much, look how bulky and much space this takes up. So this is getting recycled. As always, they're always spot on with the color stories and the theming and the packaging and everything. So the next thing I'm going to go into is Cosmic brushes. Now again, this is another one of those brands that I've been holding on to and been wanting for several years now, and my lust for them has not swayed. So one of these came in a set and they were on sale, so basically you got the entire set and just had to pay for the palette, and I think the entire set was well over $100 or so, and yeah, I think I only paid $25 or $35, which was such a bargain I couldn't pass up. The one with the set came within the fancy little bag. I was specifically looking just for the eyeshadow palettes. I know they have at least 1 to 2 multi-chromes within every single palette, and every single palette is like 30 bucks, which for the pricing, the special shades, it's almost unheard of. And they are fluctuating. They're always in and out of stock. So when you catch it, if you can catch it, when you catch it, I would suggest getting it when you can. This is the Serenity palette. This is the Delicious Delights palette. Also, that's my dog in the background. I can't do nothing about him. He snores. He's an English bulldog, and he's always around us. And I don't mind that. I love it. This is the Winter Wonderland palette. And the reason why I keep turning it in different directions is to catch the special shades and the shifting shades, the multi-chromes. The next one is the Lovers palette. And this one opens a little bit differently, but the same shapes, same size as the other palettes. This one was a part of the Christmas collection. This is the one that included the set. So this is the 'Tis the Season palette. So this collection came with 2 cream blushes and 2 lipsticks. So this is the shade Mary. This is the shade Nutmeg. Just to show you, they all came in the similar packaging. This burgundy maroon mixture color. And these are both velvet matte lipsticks. This is in the shade Santa Baby. Santa Baby. Sorry. For the longest time, I stopped wearing lipsticks because they were very creamy and they would always get on my teeth and slip and slide and everything, until I was like today years old. Being dramatic, like several months back, where I realized you can just powder your lips with some setting powder and it won't bleed, or it's not supposed to, and typically won't bleed and get into your teeth. So I will be getting back into lipsticks maybe. Okay, and this is in the shade Ginger Snap. They are really buttery smooth. And going off the stain it left behind, long lasting as well. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna grab is my Morphe haul. All right, so the first thing I will show you are the eyeshadow palettes that I picked up. So this is the Going Platinum palette. So the shade in the middle is what they call a molten formula. So you could either have it dry, or if you want it for more impactful look, you can have it wet and it'll glisten. The shades I've swatched, they're on par with Morphe eyeshadows. They're pigmented, if not better, honestly, since the whole reformulation or rebranding or buying out or whatever they're ongoing. So it's a pretty inexpensive palette for what you get, so I'm not complaining. The next palette is the Gold Seeker palette. The next one is the Rose to Fame palette. Each of these did come with this little informational thing that lets you know how to use the middle shade. None of these have mirrors, which is always unfortunate, but it's Morphe. So honestly, I have these color stories, similar color stories, or at least I could find them in my ever growing, lasting eyeshadow palette collection. But these are more curated, and I just love the color stories, and it's very on the go, like travel friendly is what my mindset was going. And I just wanted to see if there was any change since the ownership had changed hands, or since they were bought out or whatever, filed for bankruptcy. Anyways, I'm surprised they're still going, but they're going with new and better products, honestly. Similar to Patrick Starr, they release blush trios. So I just wanted to show the packaging for one of them, just to show you how they come. So the packaging obviously matches the individual blush palette, and I've used it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I can't complain. I can't remember. I think these are like $19 each, and I believe Patrick Starr's is like $32 each. But just for comparison's sake, this is the Patrick Starr One Size Cheek Lapper, and this is the Morphe blush trio. I don't know if you want to call it a dupe or knockoff or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't even consider that, because I don't even think it's a knockoff. I think they just were inspired by it. Let's put it that way. This is specifically is the Cabana Club, and this is it says Vibrant Watermelon Rogue VIF, whatever VIF means. And very well packed. It has a cardboard insert. And I can say I love the formula, the color, it's amazing. Now, it does have, similar to the cheek clapper, it does have the little separator. But this one clicks into place, and this one's kind of just existing. So once you close the palette, you can hear it jingle about. But obviously, like I said, this isn't a one-to-one dupe. I just wanted to show you the comparison of the compacts. See, you can hear it. This next one is the Cheek Thrills Wine and Dine. Why do they have 17 names? Oh, so the name just for the product is the Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio, but the specific shade of the palette is called Wine and Dine. So this shade is After Party. The rebranding really made a difference, honestly. It feels a lot less private label, and it feels very much more customized and tailored specifically. Like, it has more of a brand now. It's just not 42 shades in a black plain palette, you know? And this is the shade Sunset Swim. And this is the shade Beach Bonfire. Now, the whole intent with this is basically, like I said, it's multi-face. So you could have an entire monochromatic look, eyeshadows, lips, cheeks, everything going to fit this, and you can just vibe between the different shades. Lastly, with the Miss Bubblegum Pink Everywhere, I blame Dior. This is not English. Okay, this is the Asprey Ski. This is too bougie for me. These names. But I love the Barbie pink. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is gorgeous. And I have seen this before. I have opened some of these before I get into it, but like, seeing it again, it just makes me happy. Okay, so next thing, these are a little bit messy. You have to keep them standing up straight. So I did pick up the Morphe Hot Shot blush drops, and I did pick up a couple of their bronzers. Same thing, Hot Shot Sun Drops bronzer drops. It's a liquid bronzer, y'all. But yeah, I'll get into it. Like I said, I keep these in the packaging just to show you guys, and then I just store as normal. Yeah, this is in the shade Fireball. This is the shade Flex Symbol. This is the shade Natural Heat. This is the shade Power Drip. And lastly, this is the shade That Girl. Okay, so these are all the 5 shades that I picked up, which I believe is the entire collection, but listen, we're clearly not here to judge each other's purchases, are we? Oh man, I kid. I understand once you put this on the internet. It is what it is. But I just love makeup, and I just want to share that. So just in case, you know, it's always different online. I know one of these are intended for much of a deeper skin tone, but we shall see. It could be my tan shade, it could be whatever. So what I believe to be my shade is the Money Honey, and this is One Step Up, which is Bronze Bombshell. So the first one I'm swatching is going to be Money Honey, and then the second swatch is Bronze Bombshell. You could even mix between the two. So this one is Money Honey, and this one is Bronze Bombshell. Obviously you can see that one's much darker. So the last couple of products I picked up were the Morphe brush sets. Again, I wanted to see if there was any change in the formulas as far as how they construct the brushes, the bristles and everything like that, or if it's, you know, it's an elevation, the same, what have you. Because I do like Morphe brushes. That's one thing I can say is I do like their brushes. So again, I just kept the packaging for prosperity purposes, and I combined everything into this one box. So it is bamboo and charcoal infused eye brush set. It has a retail value for $55, but the set itself is $25, and I'm pretty sure it it was a discount on top of that. And then I also did pick up the Faced Shaping Essentials. So these 3 products are the reason why I picked up the entire set. So this one specifically is for my under eye. I only have one other brush like this, and I need another one. And this one again is meant for like contour or just like very sharp edges if you wanted to. And then down right here, it's like a Brillo pad, but a lot more gentler and specifically intended to switch shades off of your brushes. So the other set I picked up was the Morphe Face Shaping Essentials. Same thing, bamboo and charcoal infused. So specifically I picked up for these last 2 products. I wanted another concealer brush, specifically this type, this shape, and this density, which is very difficult to find. There's only 3 other brands that I know make this specific concealer brush, and that is Cinch Beauty, Sigma, which I think they've even discontinued it, and Pat McGrath. Yeah, Morphe is the only drugstore brand that I have found to make anything similar to this. Obviously I found a couple brushes on Amazon that does it, but it's not the same. And this one of these is dual ended for your brush, for your brows. And each set came with its own little accessory tool. Okay, so the next makeup haul I will show you, it is from Moira. Okay, so this is the entire gel eyeliner set. So this is the Make It a Statement gel liner collection. So it goes from 1 to 18. So white, black, brown, dark brown, beige, peach, mint, lime, green, yellow, orange, red, baby pink, hot pink, purple, aqua, royal blue, and navy. So I won't go through every single one, like I already went over all the colors. I'll just show you the swatches and how it looks. So this is it. And like all of them, most gel liners do have a sharpener on the bottom. You just have to check, like I'm just, not even just Moira, like universally. So I don't have these colors in my collection, which is why I picked them all up. Obviously I do have a black and I do have a white. So I did pick up the Supernova multi-chrome gel liners as well. So this is the shade 3 Phoenix. This is the shade 8 Zora. This is the shade 6 Nova. This is the shade 1 Atlas. This is the shade 2 Chroma. This is the shade 4 Electrica. And this is the shade 10 Ultra. And last, this is the shade 5 Flare. So I was gonna get the PR bundle whole collection box, but I couldn't because some of them were sold out, so. So this is the entire PR box for the Believe the Hype Super Hyped Liquid Pigment Collection. It does just slide on out. This is obviously more difficult to show due to its reflected nature, and I will not be swatching these. I do not want to start opening these up and starting the clock on these because they tend to dry out just in general, just liquid pigments like this. Learn from experience with Stila. Now these glitter liquid pigments are absolutely gorgeous. I would compare this to the $26 or $27 Stila liquid eyeshadows, but again this is different because they're pigments, but pigmented and gorgeous. You can use these as a mixing medium. You can use these directly as like an eyeliner. You can use these however you'd like. So since my order was so huge, I got 2 freebies. So the first one is the waterproof peptide eyeshadow primer, which I needed despite getting all those P. Louise base primers. I needed a regular one. Yeah, I just needed a translucent one, and I heard really good things about this one. So the next freebie was the Biotin Peptide Complex Lash Serum. Now I'm not one to use these particular products. I might offer it up to my friend to see if she would use this. Alrighty, so the last big chunk of this is the Colourpop collection. So the first thing that started it all, as far as my Glamlite haul, like I said earlier in the video, was the Colourpop and Twilight collaboration and the New Moon collaboration. So they started out with Twilight first, then New Moon, and I think at the same time New Moon was coming around, they also released Breaking Dawn with Glamlite. I didn't, honestly, the first palette didn't pull anything towards me. Like nothing from this collection. The first collection really got me going. I have picked up some other pieces of this collection. Like previously I picked up their lip oil collection. So I think it was the cover. I really, well, these two people laying down there, no offense Twyla, I mean no offense Bella and Edward and Kristen and Robert, like they care, but it was just really, you know, I had much rather preferred Mirror, honestly. Like if he would have just kept this, that would have been perfect. But yeah, I think it was just the imagery of them there. I don't want to see them, no offense. I don't know, it's a little random. And then the color story really didn't do anything. Yes, it's on theme. Yes, it colors the gray scale that they put over the whole movie, like the blue tint, the names and everything, but Glamlite does it better, no offense. But what really got me was New Moon, specifically Batty Bean. She got me, y'all. She really got me. Nothing really drawn me towards this color story until I saw her use it, and I was like, oh, you're my cup of tea. Like as far as the eyeshadow, the color story, and seeing it perform on the eyes. Once I was buying the New Moon, I was like, I might as well get all of them. This picture, I don't mind so much. I like this picture of them. The laying in the field, whatever, I didn't like that one so much. But this, I like this picture. Similarly, I did pick up the Super Shock shadows from each of the collections. So this is the shade Meadow. Very creamy. Ooh, it has a white base, but it's like straight iridescent. Wow, it's very similar to the I Do highlighter from Glamlite, but this one is more pinky and the base completely disappears. This is in the shade Vampire Skin. This is the shade The Volturi. And the last one is We Won't Bite. I completely ruined the design, but hey. So I have no idea if this was intentional, but, and I feel like it was, to make it look like a little vampire bite, a little fangs. Okay, Colourpop. The next thing I picked up from the New Moon collection was the multi-chrome shadow sticks. So this is in the shade Vampire Girl, It's Always Been Him, and Wolf Girl. So I will swatch it in that order. The next two items came in a set. A lot of these were on sale, so I snagged it. So this is the Honey Pot Lit Scrub and Mask Duo. Both of these come with a little spatula. Isn't that cute? And this is the Sweet as Can Be eyeshadow palette. No mirror, but that's totally fine. The next one is from the Tangled collaboration, and this is a pocket hairbrush and mirror combo. I will be keeping this in my purse. This is from the Alice in Wonderland collaboration. Another lip mask, but it's such a cutie. And on the bottle it says, "Who are you?" And it does come with a little applicator. The next two are from the Sailor Moon collaboration. Again, part of my childhood. Again, back to the lenticular motion. And I think this part is just her mouth. And this is the For and Love Justice, which includes all the girls and not just Sailor Moon. So the last two eyeshadow palettes, their color stories really didn't draw me, but I wanted, for nostalgic purposes, you got me on nostalgia, and just for wanting a piece of my childhood and a collector's item. That's pretty much it. The next two pieces are from the Beauty and the Beast collaboration. Now this is not the one I wanted, but this is the one that was left. So this is the pressed powder blush in the shade Chip. This is the Super Shock highlighter in the shade Special Guest. So the next one is the Toy Story and Colourpop collaboration. This is the Chosen One Sour Candy Lip Mask. So I did end up picking all the lip glosses for the main characters. They definitely don't make it easy to get into. So this is the Ultra Lip Gloss in the shade Buzzin' About. This is in the shade Yeehaw. This is in the shade Peep This. And this is in the shade Favorite Deputy. They all have their respective names on them as well, associated with their characters. The next two are from the Lilo and Stitch collaboration, and this is the Super Shock highlighter in the shade Ohana. What does it mean, guys? Family. Also, tangent. I didn't watch it, but the new live action one, horrible, disgraceful. How dare you? Okay, Piglet, what's her name? I can't remember his name. Her name, whatever. The one-eyed guy. Where's his wigs? Where are his costumes? That's how he blends in. And then she just drops her off. Oh no. To follow her career in marine biology when you live in Hawaii? Make it make sense. Okay. I didn't watch it. The spoilers pissed me off enough. So this is a pH color changing cream blush in the shade Crowd Favorite. Okay, back to the Sailor Moon collection. So I picked up two of the blushes and two of the highlighters. So this is in the shade From the Moon. Again, the lenticular motion. This is the blush in the shade Cat's Eye. Same lenticular motion. This is a highlighter in the shade Moonlight. This is the highlighter in the shade Moon Kingdom. Alrighty, if you stuck around all the way to the end, and this is the end, we have 2 items left. Comment down a shopping bag emoji. So I picked up one of the blushes and one of the highlights. I picked up the liquid blush in the shade Perfect Peach, and I picked up the liquid highlighter, which is just liquid highlight, in the shade Pink Pony. It was definitely the little heart tops that got me all. And the colors. Like I said, at this point in the game, I'm only picking up shades that are unique to my collection. Ignore all the sparkle on my hand by the end of this. It's just so much swatching today. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, because it just makes me say this. And yeah, bye!